Hey guys, welcome to a new rant in PJ Pants. Today's PJ Pants. Hello kitty. Oh, sorry, I had to see my big ankles. So it is almost 3:30 in the morning. I cannot sleep and I have a couple of things on my mind. So I thought I would rant in PJ Pants. When I got up, I just wasn't feeling well. Like, I don't know, I feel like a little dehydrated and just, ugh. So I went on to YouTube and I saw two videos right there that said, Laura Lee is back. And I was like, oh shit. So I hurried up to her channel and I ended up watching this video, her big comeback video. And after I'm done with this, I have got to watch the Beauty Truth Sleuth video and Beauty with Ashley because I love them and I want to hear what they have to say. So that's been on my mind right now. And so is all of this stuff with Jeffree Star. So Laura's video, too little, too late, in my opinion. The fact that she had to close down her Twitter and take down so many tweets and retweets, it just proves the type of person she is. You know, I don't feel, I'm sorry if I'm a little off in this, but my tripod is like breaking one of the little legs, so it's slightly off. I apologize. I feel like she isn't genuine. And in the video, it sounded like she was very aggressive, almost like she was yelling at me. I left a comment and then I was reading a couple and somebody had said, why do I feel like she was yelling at me? Like, I felt the same way. It was just very weird, her tone and everything. So she still says that, you know, it's retweets and not tweets. And she still really isn't completely owning up to her shit. She does hint towards the fact that she's been growing and that what I felt like she was trying to say was that she went to do like charity work and volunteer work like we all thought she was, because she asks about like sharing some things on her channel if we want to see them. No, girl, no. Too little, too late. If you are not a person that has talked about donating money or working with charities, volunteering places, then this is just your PR bullshit. Like, oh, I've changed now. You are a grown woman. Like, how many more years is it going to take for her to just be like a decent human being? I'm sorry. I don't find her genuine at all. I don't find her sincere at all. I feel like this was, please forgive me because I need to get back to making some money. That's what it came off like to me. And, you know, before those tweets even surfaced from her, I already didn't like her. So it's not just those tweets. It's that I find her problematic in other ways. I feel like she's dishonest. She has no humility. She has a massive ego. The way that she will talk to her subscribers if they have any type of criticism, she'll go off on Snapchat. You know, I mean, it's just, she just is not, she just doesn't seem like a good person. You know how you just like feel that in like your gut, you know? And I find the timing of this really interesting because Shane released his video. So all eyes are on Shane, you know, with this Jake Paul series. Also, Jeffree is dealing with his own drama again. And it's makeup season. I mean, the fall. I mean, this is when all these holiday collections are going to be coming out and all this stuff. So I feel like she probably has had products in the works and like she needs to get out here and do some damage control so she can sell some mediocre makeup, you know? So, I mean, for me, a lot of people are saying the beauty community is like in shambles. And in one sense, I agree with that because all of the huge gurus are just problematic and people are fighting and they're just so dishonest and not disclosing, you know, sponsorships and things. So in that sense, yes, the beauty community is in shambles, but there are other channels. Laura Lee is not the beauty community. You know, Manny MUA is not the beauty community. There are a ton of really great, creative, actual makeup artists. You know, people that are doing really creative looks, reviewing indie brands, reviewing, you know, Black-owned brands, talking about brands that I haven't even ever heard of. You know, there are people out there that you could follow. And I feel like to really change the beauty community, we need to change who we put at the top. I know, you know, if you like Laura, I get it, whatever. But there are just so many talented people that still have morals, that are honest, that still have integrity, that love makeup, that have that creativity, that have that passion, that I feel like we need to help lift them up. And only then can things really start to change in the beauty community. And, you know, if you accept Laura's apology, that's totally up to you. But a lot of, like, the people that I saw, you know, in defense of her, or like, I accept your apology, were white girls. So, I mean, it really isn't our apology, you know what I mean? So I kind of don't understand that. The people that seem to be totally okay with the Jeffree Star stuff as well seem to be white girls. Like, we don't know when you use those terms how bad it affects somebody. We can only imagine, and if you have empathy and compassion for other people and you're not a piece of shit, that you know shit is wrong, you know, but we still don't know how that really feels in our core, you know? And so as disgusted as it makes me, I can't imagine the level that a person of color is feeling from those kinds of statements from her and from Jeffree. So I just feel like she, you know, she's got to make her money, and she has products that are probably already were in the works that she got to release, and, you know, time is money, and she's got to do this damage control to try to get people to buy her crappy makeup. If you support Laura, like I said, I don't think you're a bad person. That's totally up to you. I'm just saying I find the timing really suspect, and I felt like the video was just bullshit. Moving on to Jeffree. So in my early 20s, in case you haven't seen my other Jeffree Star videos, I went to see him in concert with a friend of mine that was a huge fan. I didn't know anything about him. I'm really into, like, death metal, you know, Behemoth, Spawn of Possession, stuff like that. I do love my Depeche Mode and other kinds of music, but I just didn't really, like, dig his music at that time. I will, however, say that I do like that Get Away with Murder song that he has. It reminds me of the band Orgy, like one of their songs, and my friend and I used to be, like, huge Orgy fans when we were, like, kids, and would go stand outside for, like, 8 hours before the concert so that we could, like, meet them and everything. We thought we were so cool. So anyway, so I went and saw him. I, you know, was like, whatever. I'm kind of hanging back. There's, like, a big crowd of people. Show's over at, like, 11, and it's 1:30 in the morning, and he's still signing autographs. He's still taking pictures. He's still having multiple conversations with people. He seems humble. He seemed really personable. He seemed great. That was my only experience with him. I hung back because I didn't care about meeting him or not, and there were, like, so many people, so I did not technically meet him, but that's my own personal experience of being close to him. So, I bought the Beauty Killer palette, then I learned of all of this other stuff that had happened. He called these two girls that called him the F word, he called them the N word. Shane does a series, and a lot of things come to light about, you know, issues that Jeffree had and how he was. I think that, you know, and everybody did rally around Jeffree mostly. For me, and I know I said this, I think, in my Slay and Shade, he did call Jackie Aina and Shayla rats. Now, growing up, I mean, like 13, 15 years old, we used to, like how people call other women that are, like, shady, like, that you can't trust, call them snakes. We used to say rats. And there were also, like, these houses down by the river where a lot of these girls lived that were, like, really promiscuous and really, like, mean and shady. And we used to call them the river rats. That was, like, our lingo growing up. So when he first called them rats, I didn't take it as being racist, because I was like, oh, I'm used to hearing people call women that from where I am, you know what I mean? It wasn't until after being educated that I realized, wait a minute, you know, yeah, this probably is racist. And by educated, I mean having actual conversations with friends and people of color that are like, this is why we feel like it was racist. Because I didn't think of it that way at first. So I kind of, and I did say in that video that, you know, he said these things a long time ago. I wasn't trying to dismiss it because of the time. I was just not seeing him saying anything racist or being as problematic, except for throwing some shade here and there at like brands or Laura Lee, calling her evil. And I apologize if my tongue is a little green. I had to take some kratom because I'm like just so sick. Anyway, so I didn't want to dismiss those things. I wasn't trying to be like, oh, well, this was a long time ago, so it's okay. But to me, like, when I thought of him and his, like, shock rocker, like, type of vibe, it reminded me of, like, a Marilyn Manson, who has the song, you know, Rock and Roll N-Word. Like, just trying to be that, like, really outspoken, crazy, like, say all this, like, crazy shit kind of guy. Still doesn't mean that it's okay. It's still not okay that the women that he said the N-word to were white women. Because, like, Slay DeVal, she's an amazing creator here on YouTube. I'm going to link one of her videos down below, where she had watched the Shane and Jeffree series. And I agree with her. Like, why was the N-word the first word that he would think of, that he would go to? Because, like, say I'm walking down the street and some girls call me fat or disgusting, and I'm, like, in that mindset where I have to say something back, I would think that the worst thing to say to a woman would be the C word. You know what I mean? Why is he always going to that place? Why is that the word, you know? And so David Scissorhands, his ex-hairdresser, released a private conversation between the two of them. And then he said if he got a bunch of subscribers and views and likes or whatever, that he was going to release, like, the big stuff. He's a piece of shit. He does definitely just want clout. I hate when people on purpose are putting drama out there, but before they do it, they say, I'm not somebody that's into drama. I stay in my own lane. I'm not about it. Well, you just created it because you want attention. So the way that he went about this is shady as fuck. Like, he's just awful, this dude. He's like, I am from LA. I'm not from no middle America. Like, what does that even mean? Good for you. You sound like an LA douchebag. So, I mean, I don't get that. But, so, yeah. So, he is a piece of garbage. But I think a lot of people are focusing more on that than the fact that these texts appear to be real. Now, there was some issue about the Android, and then it's on iMessage and all this stuff, and in the video, he goes through them, and if these are legitimate texts and stuff, messages, he called Jackie Aina a gorilla. Now, from my end, so far, everything, I mean, that part of it does seem legitimate. But I know, like, a lot of us are still questioning it because we know this guy has shit motives, you know, but I think that he did call her a gorilla, and it makes me think of all of the other things that he has said. And one of the big things too isn't just the blatant racism, it's also towards women. He will go after a woman. I don't see him go that hard at men, but with women, it's like insane. Like, he's so misogynistic. You know, I think that's part of it too. And there is no way, no instance where calling a beautiful, strong black woman a gorilla is not racist. I'm sorry. If you disagree with me, that's cool. You can let me know why. I'm open to debate and everything. I'm open to different conversations about stuff. But I think I need to be done with this man. I have supported him. Now, I've always kind of been in the middle. I'm not a stan. Because that's very, I mean, stans, you know, you blindly follow somebody and then you don't want to see what's right there in front of you. And I'm not like that. So I've always been in the middle. A lot of people say you either love Jeffree or you hate him, but I've always been sort of teetering on both ends because I like his products. I like his, you know, parts of his personality. I like that he's entertaining. I like his content on YouTube. But this is just too big to ignore. This is a consistent pattern of behavior, and it's really disgusting. And And I don't like Jackie Aina at all, especially after what she did to Paige. I mean, I have stood up for Jackie in the past, and she did see that video, and she was very kind. But I don't like what she did to Paige, and I don't forgive her for that. That's just me personally. I think that her ego is way too massive, but that's just me. But nobody deserves to be called that. It's ridiculous. And so why does he always go to that place? Why does it always have to be against women and something with that has, you know, racist connotations to it? It's just insane. So, I mean, right now, I just feel like I mean, I know that people are questioning the validity of these messages still, and I think it's because these are people, including myself, that have kind of tried to stick up for him, or put like a different perspective out there, but I think that it's real. And just because David Scissorhands is a piece of garbage, and especially how he went about this, or even if all these conspiracy theories like Nikita Dragon made him do it, and all this kind of stuff, it's just, regardless of all of that, it appears that he really did say this. A lot of people say if it's true, it happened after he gave his apology. I don't care when it happened, honestly. I think that I'm just done now. Because, yeah, it's worse if it's after his apology. But it's still fucking bad, just in general, you know? And I don't know, I'm struggling with this, guys. Like, I don't know if I can keep supporting him. I'm not gonna, like, go burn my products that I have of his, which are quite a few. I like his makeup. And to some people, they don't really care about the brand owner, the face of a brand. They're like, if the products are good, they're good. I don't care. I can't do that. And so right now, I'm gonna kind of see what happens. But, I mean, I am currently like on the fence, I guess, but I have a feeling this is true, and I'm just struggling with that, and I'm disappointed. I always try to root for him. There's just no way to justify something like that. So, I don't know. Those are my rants on those two. I want him to be like everything that we know he could be, but he just keeps bringing us to this point where we have to be like, fuck, Jeffree, stop. You know what I mean? Like, what is your problem? And it's just too much, you know? And so I'm struggling with that. I don't know if I'll feature his products on my channel anymore. I'm going to see what happens with this situation. But for right now, it appears to be true, and it's pretty fucking despicable to me. Let me know what you guys think about Laura, what you think about this Jeffree situation. I know we can all agree that David Scissorhands is a total piece of garbage, but that shouldn't take away from the validity of these messages. You know what I mean? So, and I do believe that Jeffree really is misogynistic. I mean, look at the pattern of behavior from in the past, like all the things he has said about women, and that's bad enough. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so thank you guys for listening to me rant and for watching, and subscribe if you feel like it. Follow me on Twitter if you want to, and check out Slay's video down below. I will see you guys in the next video. Love and hugs. Bye.